Hey guys, so OGalbina here, bringing you guys our BBL Season 9 Week 5 battle against Jorge and his Saint Ant, or San Ant Egg. It's not Saint Ant. Jeez, gentlemen. If you guys enjoyed today's Wi-Fi battle, be sure to drop a like on the video as well as sub to the channel. At the time of me recording this, we are at 898 subscribers. If you want to be big number 900, please drop a sub, or if you just want to help us out in getting to 1,000, we are almost there. We're officially in road to 1K territory, so I'd really appreciate it if you help us out along that goal. And yeah, that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into it. I'm going to do a quick little team builder just so you can see what we're bringing and why we're bringing it, so you have that background knowledge and context going into the battle. If you want to skip ahead to the battle itself, there's a timestamp on the screen right now as well as in the description below. But yeah, that being said, let's do it. So, our team, if you did forget, it's at the top of the screen, and it consists of Lunala, Garchomp, Buzzwole, Togekiss, Drapion, Metagross, Raikou, Suicune, Ribombee, and Roselia, while our opponent's team is at the bottom of the screen, and it consists of Kyurem White, Libero Cinderace, Rotom Wash, Sylveon, Venusaur, Torkoal, Corviknight, Mudsdale, Scrafty, Tornadus, Incarnate, Sudowoodo, and Alolan Executor, big mascot pick. So, if you guys can't tell, this is a brutal matchup. The combination of his Ubers and Kyurem White plus Cinderace on top of the Sun aspect of his team just overwhelmed my team. I really don't have long-term defensive counterplay or even offensive counterplay. And the reason this matchup is so tough, right, is because I think my draft is really solid in the sense that in a lot of matchups, I can either go for a more balanced defensive, like really bulky, annoying squad, or if I have a bad defensive matchup like this one, I can usually go a more offensive approach and still, you know, be able to overwhelm my opponent, go more hyper offense like I did last week against It's Whatever and you know, his Sacramento Nidokings. The issue with that here is, one, again, I don't deal with this team long-term defensively. Kyurem White in the Sun just rips through me. Libero Cinderace in the Sun just rips through me. It just has to U-turn once or twice, and then it 2-KOs everything on my team. Venusaur, Kinoko, my whole team at +2. And, you know, Torkoal's obviously supporting that. Great momentum in Rotom Wash. Corviknight's a great pivot in this game as well. So, like, that top 6 minus that top 7 minus Sylveon just ripped through me defensively. So you think, you know, go more hyper offensive. The only issue is that Sun aspect of his team gives him speed control, and you can't run hyper offense and, you know, succeed with a hyper offense build if you cannot control the speed. And I can't with that Venusaur being around, with a Libero Cinderace being around, outspeeding my entire team besides Scarfers, and then things like maybe even a Scarf Kyurem White or something like that, Tailwind support and things like that. Like, he has great speed control in his team versus me, so it's going to be incredibly tough for us to try and deal with this team. And I think the only way in which I am going to is going to be surprise factor, and we'll kind of talk about that. So yeah, with that being said, we can go ahead and jump on into it. Now, I know there is an error in our first member here already, so I apologize, but we have our Garchomp here rocking out with the Rocky Helmet. Rough Skin as its ability, we have Earth Power, not Earthquake, which is the air, Draco Meteor, Flamethrower, and Stealth Rock with 252 HP, 52 special attack, and 204 speed with a timid nature. We are going Special Chomp this week, as I feel like Draco, Earth Power, Flamethrower actually hits his team decently hard, and is much less drawback than a physical Chomp, especially with things like Corviknight and the Mudsdale sitting around, and I don't really expect the Sylveon to come. I think we punish it very well. I think top 7 minus Sylveon is so much better versus me personally, but if it does end up coming, we'll just have to deal with it accordingly. And it might even end up being more Fizz Def, but Draco's is going to allow me to drop a Draco on something like Rotom, or the Mudsdale. Flamethrower in the Sun is going to do a chunk to the Corviknight. Draco is also a great way of nuking through Kyurem White, which is great. And yeah, this thing is going to be our main pivot into something like Libero Cinderace in order to kind of get that Rough Skin Helmet and chip it down. Same thing with the Corviknight, honestly. If it wants to click Brave Bird or Payback, which I expect to have, which we'll talk about in a little bit, we really do chip it down in conjunction with Flamethrower and things like that. It's a solid rocker. Rocks are very nice in this game, and chipping things down to range of our Wincon Lunala a little bit later on. So Chomp is going to be very, very solid in this game. It's just a nice bulky pivot, good rocker. It's not going to be setting up and winning the game this week, but it's going to do very good nonetheless. Next up, we have our Lunala rocking out the heavy-duty boots, Shadow Shield is its ability, Shadow Ball, Roost, Moonblast, and Calm Mind. We got 100 HP, 4 defense, 4 speed F, 156 special attack, and 244 speed with timid nature. Now, yes, we are Shadow Ball over Moongeist Beam. Why are we Shadow Ball over Moongeist Beam? Moongeist Beam is stronger and cooler looking. Well, the reason is because I really do expect the pivot into this Pokemon to be a Spadef Corviknight with Payback in particular. Now, while Moongeist Beam might be a little bit stronger, Shadow Ball does not get PP stalled in the case that, one, he's not Payback, and I can set up all over him forever and ever and ever. I can set up on him and win. And yeah, that's honestly going to be the main reason, is because I don't want to get PP stalled. Now, if you look at Jorge's team, he really struggles with this Pokemon. He has no normal type, so there is no Ghost immunity, on top of the fact that his Ghost Resist is Scrafty that gets rocked by a boosted Moonblast. Now, obviously, it can be Assault Vest, or it could be Resilient, things like that, so we do have to deal with it accordingly if it does end up coming. But if not, if Scrafty is not here, or it's gone, or it's in range of a +1 Moonblast, or whatever it may be, that's pretty much a free KO with Lunala, or just a free win with it. It does very, very well in general. So we have to eliminate some things. We have to eliminate things like Libero Cinderace and things like that, but after that, we Calm Mind up, we can basically win the game. So I'm definitely very excited about that. Next up, we have our Assault Vest Metagross, kind of needed in this matchup with Earthquake, Meteor Mash, Bullet Punch, and Thunder Punch. I got 156 HP, 212 attack, 4 defense, 4 Spadef, and 132 speed with an Adamant Nature. This is going to be our initial pivot into both Kyurem and the Venusaur to an extent, which is tough, for sure. But we don't really have a better option. We can kind of use this to soft check one of them. Kyurem and the Sun can pretty much 2-hit KOs with Fusion Flare, so we have to be very careful about how we pivot into that. We can live a +2 hit from Venusaur, I believe, as well, which is very nice. And we can throw off big Meteor Mashes and stuff like that and chip down the team. We have Thunder Punch in order to chip down the Corviknight, and then we have Earthquake to hit things like the Cinderace hard on the switch in or something like that, or the Torkoal as well, which is great. Chipping down Torkoal is always nice because the less that Sun is around, the less we have to worry about Venusaur cleaning through us in the end game. So I figured that was a pretty close aspect of it. But yeah, Metagross is just going to serve as a nice pivot and do a lot of different things and, you know, hopefully do well for us. Next up, we have our Buzzwole, rocking out the Choice Scarf. Beast Boost as its ability, Close Combat, Iron Head, Earthquake, and a Drain Punch. We got 36 HP, max attack, 4 defense, 4 Spadef, and 212 speed with an Adamant Nature. Yes, we are Scarf Buzzwole, and this is actually going to be our designated lead. What I hope ends up happening is I've seen Jorge lead Cinderace a lot, especially in his last this season of the BBL, and it's a great lead, especially into me. So what I plan on doing is I plan on leading Buzzwole and catching him off guard and knocking him out with an Adamant EQ. We should always knock out any non-max HP Cinderace variant, even then I believe it's a roll because we're Adamant Buzzwole. And if we can eliminate that Pokemon turn 1 and have that surprise factor aspect of our team, we're going to be in a phenomenal position going forward. So I'm definitely really hoping the game ends up turning out like that. Same thing with like a Kyurem lead. If I can catch that off guard, knock it out with a close combat, I'm in an amazing spot. So yeah, this thing is really here to kind of surprise things like that. We have Iron Head in order to hit the Sylveon, dual fighting stab, because outside of Sylveon, honestly, there's not really a good fighting resist. We have Venusaur, but probably don't want to be switching that into an Adamant close combat, especially if it's offensive. And yeah, this Pokemon just does very well offensively. I'm definitely excited for it. Next up, we have our Suicune rocking out with the Leftovers Pressure as its ability, Scald, Toxic, Calm Mind, and Protect. At max HP, 44 defense, and 212 speed with a Timid Nature. This is another soft Cinderace check. It's a Pokemon I really do feel like can win if we eliminate the Venusaur. Now I know things like Rotom exist, but if we get a Toxic or a Scald Burn off on that, we can protect and chip it down very easily. If it is a non-like subbing Kyurem, we do beat that after, you know, a couple boosts and, you know, potentially, or if he's not Specs or something like that. I have to be careful about that. But yeah, other than that, I feel like this Pokemon can definitely do very well and set up on a lot of things. It can set up on things like Torkoal, it can set up on things like Corviknight especially, set up on things like Mudsdale, Calm Mind, Protect up, and at worst, we can use it as a pivot into like Specs or Scarf Ice Beam from the Kyurem, or we can use, or Fusion Flare if it wants to lock into that if it is a choice variant, or we can protect and stall Sun turns and things like that. So I figured it would be pretty decent in this matchup, and yeah, sorry about that, I just woke up. Gives me a little bit more counterplay to things like these Cinderace, which is always nice. And then lastly, we have a Choice Scarf Raikou rocking out with obviously the Choice Scarf Pressure, its ability, Thunderbolt, Scald, Extra Sensory, and Aura Sphere. 76 HP, 204 special attack, and 228 speed with its Intimidation. This thing is just kind of catch-all coverage, Mom. We don't have Volt Switch on this, unfortunately, because I wanted Scald from the Mudsdale, I wanted Extra Sensory for the Venusaur, and I wanted Aura Sphere for the Kyurem, and then we have Thunderbolt to break through really everything else, things like Rotom, things like Corviknight especially. I felt like my team really struggled with Corviknight, so I wanted a way to guaranteed break through that thing. With T-Bolt, it also pivots into things like Rotom and get off big T-Bolt damage on that. And yeah, it just does really solid overall depending on what button we click if we are, you know, kind of smart about that, which, you know, it will always be nice. And yeah, I believe that's the team. I will be right back with the battle. Alrighty guys, here we are with the battle. Again, I apologize if the commentary is lackluster. I don't have a lot of energy right now. I might even post comment, who knows, but I'm at least live comment while I play right now. So we can see what he ended up bringing. You see, I'm usually a little bit more prepared than this. I usually have a Teambuilder open, but we have a Kyurem White, just about everything I expected, to be completely honest, which is good to know. No Sylveon is really nice for Scarf Buzzwole. It can put a number in on this team. We have Kyurem, Venusaur, Torkoal. They brought the Sun off and supposed to Kyurem, and Cinderace, which quite literally 6-0s me. Rotom Wash. Corvi. And we also have the Cinderace. I'm gonna lead off with Buzzwole. Now, Garchomp is a good lead against 5 out of 6. However, it's not a good lead into Kyurem, and Buzzwole gives me a good lead into Kyurem and into Cinderace, which I think are actually the most likely leads, personally. So, we're gonna go with Scarf Buzzwole as our lead. We can catch a Scarf Kyurem and knock it out with an Adamant Close Combat, which is great. If he's Scarf, well, fuck. I mean, like, he's gonna click Fusion Flare anyways, and I don't, or whatever the fire move it gets is. I'm pretty sure it's Fusion Flare. Yeah, which I don't switch into regardless, my pivot is meta. So that just, like, I guess be good information to know. I live any other Scarf hit too. Like, I live a Scarf Ice Beam. I don't live a Scarf Draco, which is, just kidding, I don't live any other Scarf hit. So we'll see. But yeah, good luck, have fun. We could also Earthquake the Cinderace, which is another reason why I led this, because I would love to eliminate Cinderace immediately. I don't know what this is. It is the Cinderace. I'm just clicking Earthquake. We are not over-predicting. So we're going to lead off with Cinderace, and provided this thing is not Shukaberry, or Scarf itself, this is a turn 1 KO if he stays into U-turn, which I think he might. Yeah, let's go for it. Let's go. That's exactly how I envisioned the start of this game going, and it's exactly what I needed. That is absolutely phenomenal for me. So we're going to knock out Cinderace turn 1. That is exactly what I wanted. Now this does award a free Corviknight, but that's fine. Now I can use my Garchomp much more liberally to switch in and have that thing take a bunch of Helmet Chip. Which is, again, amazing for me. So, I'll take it. That's awesome. Oh, it's my custom... Dude, I forgot I had a custom Corviknight sprite from back in the day. That's cool. So yeah, CC is also incredibly free against this team, so these are all good things for me. I'm gonna go hard Garchomp, as I personally really appreciate the chip that I get from this. So yeah, let's do it. And it was really here for Cinderace, so being able to guaranteed chip this thing down with the helmet now is going to be really clutch for me. And I feel a lot more confident about this matchup now. We're going to see a bulk up. That's not good. I think what I'm actually going to do then is I'm going to go Raikou. Maybe I should have gone hard Raikou anyways, but it's all good. Raikou. Corvi. And agility. Okay. Now my question is, let's see, Corviknight. If it's like +2, I'm level 50. Now, I think my play here is just a Thunderbolt. Getting 6-0 by this would be tough, but like, I don't really have another play. It is weakness policy, which is again pretty tough. Gonna power trip me. If I die, do die. Now does power trip make contact? Power trip contact. Because I might just lose. So he's at +3, +1, +3. He's mono power trip probably. I can also check and see if my Suicune lives. My Suicune does live, which is really clutch. Makes contact. Okay. Well, I think at least initially, I am gonna go guard chomp. If he's Roost, it's pretty tough, but like I can keep him low. And Ruskin plus helmet should knock him out. Whereas Scald was a roll. And taking that chip on Suicune for no reason is pretty tough. So yeah. I'll also see if my Garchomp even dies to this. My Garchomp doesn't even die to this too. So yeah, my Garchomp doesn't die unless he's attack invested. Guaranteed since I'm bulky. So he's bulk up agility, power trip. So I will live this hit unless he crits or is like super invested. He's like fucking max attack Corviknight. Okay. So like that's really weird, but it's all good. Down that goes, which is very nice for me. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into my Suicune. And if the Kyurem comes out, I think I'll throw off a Toxic. Yeah, if the Rotom comes out, I think I'll throw off a Toxic again. Losing Raikou and Garchomp is pretty tough. It kind of puts me in a bad position. I didn't think that Corviknight would come. I thought that set was kind of ass versus me. But it's really not that big of a deal. Then from here, I really want to make the double out, right? Like really, really bad. Because if anything, you're not fire moving here. You're gonna like Solar Beam or like Rocks Up for some reason. So I'm gonna make the double into my Metagross, expecting the Suicune to come in. So we're gonna pivot out here. Is he gonna switch, or is he just not gonna switch? He is. Okay, cool. I will take it. Bitcoin. Is that the fucking Rotom? Really? You got a Venusaur and you just don't want it in? Alright. Interesting. Maybe I should have sacked off my Suicune earlier and kept my Garchomp around, but it's all good. That's life. From here, what do I do? Do I just Thunder Punch and get off damage? I think so. So he's faster than me. He's fucking nasty plot? Okay. I mean, sun's up. Red guard, okay. What do I get sent out into? My Buzzwole. This is set. I don't understand what's happening. Let's check Rotom. Wash. I was gonna take my Thunder Punch about 25%. So he's like pretty fizzed deaf. Which means my Adamant Buzzwole does not guarantee knock him out, which is a pretty tough brewskis. Will not lie. +2. I don't need health on this though, so +2 Thunderbolt doesn't. It does potentially knock me out, especially after I CC. Just Drain Punch to it KO from 75. I kind of have to go for it, right? Yeah, I don't really have another play. No way he's Wisp. Just live. Give me the roll. Give me the roll. Of course I don't fucking get it. What did I expect, dude? So that's gonna be a loss, I think, guys. I actually don't think there's a way I can win this game. I'll go Lunala and I'll Shadow Ball. But yeah, I think this is a wrap. Unfortunately. I think I kind of needed Scarf Buzzwole. but it's all good. We're just gonna Shadow Ball here. Kind of tipping off that we're a Calm Mind variant, but it's whatever. We're gonna knock this thing out, which is nice. My Suicune is like a phenomenal sack piece at this point, which is nice. And from there, how do we go? Maybe Calm Mind Lunala can pull it out though. From here, how many more Sun turns does he have? So if he's not a Heat Rock variant, then I think my play is to sack off Suicune now. I think a Fire move definitely comes out. Obviously this thing is Turbo Blade, so it goes through my Shadow Shield, which is less than ideal. But, a whale. Yeah, we're gonna see a Fusion Flare come out. $207 down to 158. 207 down to 158. In the sun. It's not Specs. He is Heat Rock variant or whatever that's called. We're just gonna go ahead and get off a Toxic. We're gonna try and stall out some turns. So he's Freeze Dry, Fusion Flare. All of these things are good to know. Maybe my Lunala can come in and set up once this thing's once the sun is gone. So maybe Lunala can clutch this out. We'll see. I'll protect here. Might as well. And yeah, we'll go from there. We will see. We will see. It's taking a little time. Doesn't matter. We're down on time, if anything. So. Freeze Dry. It's fine. I'll take any and all chip on this thing. How many more turns do we have? I don't need to stall anymore. I can just Scald here. It punishes like a weird Venu pivot. I get a burn or something like that. You know? Or covers him like overplaying and going for a Fusion Flare, but obviously Freeze Dry is his best play at this point. So we're gonna go down. I think this is the point in which we go into Lunala. It's not Specs. At +1 will knock him out. And we can roost up on the Torkoal. So yeah, we're gonna go Lunala. So I'm gonna Calm Mind. How much do we do to Torkoal? At +1. At +2, it's a roll to knock him out in our favor, but like, I don't think I need to make that play. There's no freeze. Let's go. Yeah, and then from here we just Moonblast. Nothing takes Moonblast into Shadow Ball. Yeah, I'll just Moonblast. There it goes. These are all good things. And from here, I just spam attacks. I think. Yeah, Turtle's gonna come out next. These are all fine. I think I just Shadow Ball. If I get a crit here, it's phenomenal. I just keep more health from this thing. If not, oh well, it's not the biggest deal. I will Shadow Ball. If he Lava Plumes and burns me, it's actually probably preferable to him, like, being Yawn or something. So I'll actually totally take that. We just Shadow Ball here. If I was Moongeist being my fucking nuke this thing, I just figured, like, a more Spadef Corviknight was gonna come. Big Spadef drop, let's go. Flamethrower. But I think I'll Roost. Oh, he burned me. Yo, he can't Sleep Powder me now. That's perfect. That's amazing, in fact. I'm just gonna Roost. I know I can't get back to my Shadow Shield, but, like, why not? Why not? Do I Oko Venu at +2? I do not, so it's not even in my best interest. Oh, we got a Rocks. Big Rocks. That's even better. More health. And no crits. So I'll take it. I'm just gonna Shadow Ball until the cows come home. I don't think it's in my best interest to try and stall this out. I mean, I could just Calm Mind, though. Nothing's stopping me from Calm Minding. I'm gonna Calm Mind. Yeah, might as well. He's thinking right here, but... yeah. We'll see. We will see. I should have gone hard Raikou on the Corviknight earlier because I outsped after an agility. So, like, I could have just 2 KO'd with Thunderbolt and he wouldn't have gotten enough boost, I don't think. Because he woke up the first turn. So he would have had to agility again. Oh, that's weird how, like, the sun stays there when the screen goes black. That was weird. I want to calc a crit Flamethrower. Crit. Roll 50. Yeah, crit doesn't even kill me right now. I'm just gonna call mine one more time. Because it gives me an Oko on Venu. I guess I could have just attacked there, but then I can get one more boost off. Like, these are all good things. It's actually really clutch that he burned me. Now, I don't know if he had, like, Yawn, but if he did, I was in a tough spot. Now, I just Roost one more time and I attack. I'm not, like, VMing him, by the way. I just think this is my safest way of winning, and I would like to win. So, especially after that unfortunate start to the game. Not like hacks, it was just, I was in kind of a bad position. A little too much air went down with that water sip, good lord. But yeah, we're just gonna Shadow Ball 2 times and hopefully take the game home. I don't think Venu crit kills us. I'm even gonna give it Solar Beam. Solar Beam, crit. Oh my god, he hard switched out. He thought I was gonna Calm Mind. Let's go. I don't have to think. Calm Mind or Life Orb Modest Solar Beam could have killed me on a crit. Because of the burn damage. Cool. I just wanted the Oko on Venu. That was all I wanted. So yeah, GG's to Jorge. COVID Owen is undefeated. I played 3 games today, right? Because all my games were scheduled for later in the week, and then I got COVID. I played damn near all of my drafted games. Sick as a dog. With COVID Fuzzy Brain. And I won all of them. Let's go. We get COVID more often. Yeah, Lunala did some. Let's go. I'm happy that Lunala got a win. I haven't really swept or like put in crazy work with this mon yet, so I'm glad it got its thumbnail week. GG's to Jorge. Definitely go check out the description below. He brought a very interesting team. The Corvi definitely threw me off guard. I did not think that was going to come whatsoever. I thought Spadef Corvi would come to kind of like, you know, chip down and, you know, weaken the Lunala, like a payback Corvi or something like that. I'm pretty sure Corviknight gets payback, right? Like, I know it gets Power Trip as a dark move. Does it get payback? Yeah, it gets payback, so like Spadef Corvi with payback could have been a fucking nuisance. So I'm really glad that that didn't end up coming, because I think I would have lost. So getting rid of that thing early was great. Okoing Cinder turn 1 was phenomenal. And then from there, he just didn't have anything for a Calm Mind Lunala. So I'm definitely happy about that game. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, drop a like. And if you got the sub, I'll see you guys.